Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. As usual, he's Commander Cockings.
Pew, 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 pew. And he is Captain Foley. Sir!
I'm Captain Pew Pew.
We don't plan these, and you can tell. Today, we're looking at a very small part of episode 1 of Star Trek Picard, but we like the ships and also the tech. So what are we looking at today's trip?
We are looking at some phaser rifles, or disruptor rifles, probably, because they're Romulan. So, who knows? But we're looking at the the bad guys' weapons. The rifles. There you go.
Yes. Now, so they do have the hand cannon thing, but we saw it in the trailer. We didn't get a clear view of the Romulan disruptor rifle. I mean, it was sort of in the prison, but there's a really good single frame, no motion blur close up, and I wanted to bring this up because we love tech, and the nice thing about technology is that you can visually have connective tissue between the old technology, because I mean there should be, things evolve, things develop, and so this, whatever this design is, there's a symbol of what the producers want to tell you. Either it does look like the old stuff or it doesn't. You know, when the Discovery Klingons had their weapons, they looked nothing like Klingon weapons and had knives and were impractical, and that was a sign of we're just doing our own thing. This, however, well, let's see. What do you think of the phaser rifle? I'm sure it didn't leave much of an impression in the episode because it's so quick and cutty, but I found a still that shows it. So what do you think?
You say it didn't leave much of an impression, but it did, because you got a really good shot of it with the acid on it, where it's like glowing, and I thought, oh, does it always glow, or is that just because of the acid? And so I mean, it's all right. It doesn't really look super advanced or anything. It feels like, it almost feels like a Cardassian weapon, with the shape of the handles and things. It's fine. It's not going to be a favorite of mine, I can tell you that.
If I said Galaxy Quest rifle, do you know what I'm going for there?
Not specifically.
Okay, well, side by side, obviously, in the edit. But, I mean, the vibe, like, this to me, I like it in theory. I do get a little bit of the Romulan from it because of the base shapes. There's some things there. The TNG rifle, which I then saw in Elite Force 2, because that's the one they use, and that's kind of... So I like the front bit and the handles. But to me, it kind of feels like a resin prop. Like the way it's painted, like it doesn't look like metal. Maybe some of the greebling at the side, but the handles are like a resin. Definitely the way the speckled casing is, it looks super toy resin prop. What do you think?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Even the smoothness and whatever on the handles also feels like a resin kind of vibe. Oh, it does seem like they've got some actual tubes and stuff stuck in it for barrels that are cut off, and it does kind of feel that way. Yeah, I can see why you're saying that.
Whereas the Discovery ones definitely felt like film props. For the bad designers they were really like intricate and detailed. This is kind of the opposite. It's simple, it's basic, it doesn't feel advanced. I mean, this could be, honestly, an X-era Romulan rifle.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, where you need the side housing to vent the heat of the weapon. You know?
Yeah.
Part of Trek is having stuff inside a shell, because the shell is advanced enough to have it encased. That's why the Enterprise is so clean. The original Connie, and even the phaser rifles for the Romulans are clean. They're simple. They're, so this is kind of different. Now, the caveat there is that these are, and I call them in the notes, and we'll do an episode on them, or already have, depending when it's released. I call them the Romulan Special Forces. Because we know they're Romulan, we knew they're Romulan, we guessed they're Romulan, and they are Romulan. But, in the first scene where we see them with Daj, they speak in Romulan, and then the guy says, no, English. So they're trying to hide who they are, even though they're wearing eye pieces that are smashed by hitting the ground. I would have transparent steel, not glass, as my... they should really build their visors out of the stuff that Pike, the safety glass that Pike was standing behind that could survive an antimatter explosion, rather than the stuff in Heart of Glory that the Klingon falls on and it smashes. Maybe that material, not that material. Anyway, so, if you're going to be a stealth unit that is completely wearing black and blah, 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 would you build, design, whatever, use guns that don't look like your race? I mean, yes? Because that would be a giveaway? I mean, what do you think?
If it's something you might drop and leave behind, yeah, I guess. It could also mean that these are more mercenaries and not necessarily Romulan forces.
I mean, you see the ears, so they are Romulan.
Well, they're Romulans,
but they're
probably not sanctioned Romulan forces. They might be mercenaries or a rogue element.
Yeah.
So, I guess. I mean, it just doesn't feel like an advanced weapon. It feels very old school, as you said. Like it could be Enterprise era, and that's one of the first things I thought when I saw it, because it does feel like an older type of technology.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just unimpressive, especially the more I look at it. Now, I wish you wouldn't have made me look at it.
Whereas I love the Federation phase rifles, the 7s. I would love one of those. I think it looks great. Very Halo, but I mean, I like the Halo rifles, so who's to whatever. And for all they're worth, the Klingon rifles in Discovery at least look interesting. Terrible Klingon weapons in every respect, but I mean, interesting at least. So maybe they're stealth guns, which explains why they're weird looking, because they're designed for a specific purpose. I think one thing that's missing, honestly, is the glows, is the sense of energy, of core, of power, of anything functional. There's not even any... I know triggers, there aren't any triggers, or there is kind of a trigger, but it just feels so static and, like I say, prop. It doesn't have the color variation or the tech. I mean, how do you change the setting on this? God knows.
There's probably only one setting: kill.
Although it's a very inaccurate weapon, because if you watch the episode, she's running and he's blatantly just missing. Like he's not even trying to hit her. Like they have incredibly bad aim. I mean that's most things all the time. I watched Nemesis before this, and there's a shot where Picard's right at the end is shooting Remans. It's like they're just missing on purpose. Like, and he hits them. There's no reason for that. It's poorly, but that's just because you can make a shootout where they're shooting blindly and you're missing feel as if he just missed, or pew pew. It's like the shot from Mandalorian when it's just a wide shot. He's just shooting a can. Like they're deliberately missing. So if you shoot a certain way, it can feel that way. But in most films, it's like,
when she was running towards the stairs and he was firing at her, I expected her to be like doing this, to kind of be. But no, she's running straight and he's hitting beside her. So yeah,
and literally, it's hitting like several parts away from her body. So I'm wondering if that maybe is part of this. They didn't want, because you don't. I mean, they say at the start, and this obviously that's the Daj storyline, which we'll get into in a different video. But they say activate her. We're going to activate her. Whatever. There's a sense of with her as if they didn't want to kill her because they didn't try and kill her. That was something that happened. So I'm guessing they tried to capture her, and therefore they weren't trying to hit her on purpose. Might be there, but that said, if they wanted to capture her, why don't they just beam her and Picard up? I mean, you can
exactly.
You can beam people down. You can beam her up. Maybe she's got a jamming system in her neuro, but that's already.
That's what I was thinking too, because if she sensed the transporter beam, she would activate, and they would be able to get a lock on, because it's the obvious way to get somebody to just beam them up, right? So
it again, first episode, we'll see. There's so much that would, should be here. Okay, rifle, mostly.
Good summation.
Yes.
Let us know your thoughts down below. Is this a weapon that you think is nice? Did you notice it even? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as we got a lot of cool stuff like this. We're going to be breaking down any new weapons or anything like that. It's what we do, it's what we like, and we'll talk about it, and hopefully be a little bit more detailed than we were here today.
I had fun.
Yeah, well, it's not much to talk about with just a simple scene like that, but we definitely like to get into the meat of these kind of things. So make sure you hit the notification icon as well, so you get notified when we upload, and we will take care of you guys. We love Picard, we love Star Trek, we got lots of cool stuff on the way.
But we do need you to take care of us right back, or at least support us in our endeavours to make all these billions of videos. You saw us with Discovery Season 1 2, we just made them for you guys with graphics and cool things. So support us on Patreon. A lot of YouTubers use it, really. Backbone of our content is that we know we're going to get this much a month. It makes a massive difference. YouTube is a fickle mistress, as we often say. So if you can support even $1, but 5 to 10 is perfect a month. If 10 of you give 10, that's so useful. Or super chats on our lives, amazingly helpful. Or a one-time donation at Trekyards.com, or buy merch with the links down below, because that also helps us in different ways too. So lots of great ways to support us as we keep making cool content for you. There you go.
Yes. You scratch our backs, and we'll scratch yours. Or the other way around. Let's help each other out, shall we? Till next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Holmes. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.